Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato, and today's Everything Music. It's What Makes This Song Great, episode 88. The band is Led Zeppelin, and the song is Ramble On, coming up next. Ramble On was the third song on side 2 of Led Zeppelin's Led Zeppelin 2, which was released in October of 1969. It was produced by Jimmy Page, as were all the albums, and it was engineered and mixed by Eddie Kramer. Now, when I do this series, What Makes This Song Great, I have a question mark after it. That question mark is there because I'm asking that question, what makes it great? What makes the song a hit song? What makes people want to listen to it over and over? Or historically, what made them buy this song? And it's not necessarily an endorsement. Do I think every song that I've done in this series is a great song? No. But I'm trying to answer that question. What makes people think it's a great song? Now, some of you say, well, I think this song is terrible. I've had plenty of episodes like that. This song, however, I think is one of the greatest rock songs ever written. And it's got all the best elements of a classic Zeppelin song. An acoustic guitar intro with a great riff, a beautiful melodic bass line by John Paul Jones, the heavy groove and drumming that comes in the first chorus by John Bonham, and the mystical and almost psychedelic but yet bluesy melody of Robert Plant. Let's check out the signature acoustic guitar part in the intro. Click track. And then bass entrance. Really cool. So it's going from E major to D over E, like an E11 chord, and then to E sus4 sus2, right? Then A major to A sus4. Then he adds that open B string. I can hear that ringing in there. What's so cool about it is that chord there, it's just beautiful the way that works with the bass. Let me talk about the bass next. Okay, so this bass line, there's a lot of great things about it. It starts off simply just root, fifth on the E chord, but on the A chord, right here, when he's playing this F sharp to E, it's right when the guitar goes to that suspension, so it's creating this chord. It's in thirds with the guitar, it makes it, and then E over the E chord, but then G sharp over that D over E, which gives you this chord. So there's a dissonance there. Then in the note F sharp, that matches the F sharp in the E sus4 sus2 chord. And then the C sharp, we have the A sus against C sharp, which gives you another dissonance. And then down to the B, and then the A add 9 lick, which leads you back into the next phrase. Next, we have the entrance to the melody.
Leaves are falling all around. Time I was on my way.
Beautiful phrase ending when he goes, on my way, right? We've got E minor pentatonic. So it's E minor over E major, right? So it gives it a blues feel. Leaves are falling, that's the note B, the fifth. Great note on all these chords. When it gets to this A chord, it is the ninth on that chord, but you have that ninth and the sus4 on it, so it's a double suspension, and then time's on my way When it goes to that G over the A chord, it creates a dominant sound. So that's why it sounds like a blues. That's where you get this beautiful bluesy melody. It's so vibey. Listen to the vocal by itself. Check it out here.
The leaves are falling all around.
Oh.
Time I was on my way.
Oh, so good, right?
Thanks to you, I'm much obliged for such a pleasant stay.
I mean, just perfect delivery, so much emotion. It's really, really relaxed. And then it starts to pick up.
For such a pleasant stay.
Right?
But now it's time for me to go.
A little bit more intensity.
Moonlight's my way.
And then he gets even more intense there, and then...
But now I smell the rain, and when it pays, and it's heading my way.
So he's using... So he goes up to that high B. That high B is really, it's a tenor singing that note. Robert Plant is a tenor. And that's a really high note, and there's an intensity to that. And the distortion that he has on his voice in this part.
But now I smell the rain, and when it pays, and it's heading my way.
Just tone for days. I mean, just incredible singing. And if you think about all the elements that are happening here, what do we have? We have an acoustic guitar, we have bass, and we have the little metronome part, as I call it, right? Just the 16th notes against it to keep time. But that's it. Those are the only elements it needs here. It's beautiful, right? And then we move on to...
And it's heading my way.
And then pre-chorus.
Sometimes I grow so tired.
This is the first entrance of the electric guitar. But behind the electric part is this. But it sounds like this. He's playing E and then A over C sharp, B over D sharp, and then A over C sharp, back to E. Let me play along with it. In the pre-chorus, we have this little clean electric part that enters here.
Sometimes I grow so tired. But I know I've got one thing I got to do. Sometimes I grow so tired. But I know I've got one thing I got to do. Ramble on.
Next, we have the entrance to the first chorus. Check it out.
But I know I've got one thing I got to do. Ramble on. And now's the time is now.
Of those upbeat six. Up, up, up. I love that. 2, 3, with the kick drum and the bass. The bass is just going up an E major triad. Rest. And then he goes. The second time he goes. Alternating between the downs and ups is really cool. Let's check it out again. Just bass and drums. Right there. And this time, no accent. Goes right with the snare the second time, then up. Let's just check out the drums by themselves. Bonham is so good in this. The swing in the drum part. Listen. For a little bit more on this drum groove, I'm going to throw it over to my good friend Jack Jones, who you guys have seen many times on this channel. Jack, take it away.
So anytime we're talking about John Bonham, we have to acknowledge the feel. His feel is something else. It's very R&B, very funky. All that just goes without saying. Now, some things about this particular groove that I think are really interesting. One, how it interacts with the other parts of the band, notably the bass. So the first half of this groove that he plays, he's got some upbeats on the bass drum, that are in unison with the bass. The second half of the groove, he's playing some fat quarter notes on the downbeat, which serves as a solid bass for John Paul Jones to play some busier stuff on top of it. That counterpoint between the snare drum and the bass drum, and then how that interacts with the band, is some really next level stuff. Another more technical aspect of this groove that's cool is how he's getting these grace notes or ghost notes after the snare drum downbeats. It's actually quite a hard technique for us drummers. So you have to hit that rim shot really hard and then get the ghost note after it by letting all that tension out of your hand.
The guitar part that enters the chorus is one of my favorite Zeppelin guitar riffs. Let's check it out.
But I know I've got one thing I got to do. Ramble on. And now the time is now. Sing my song. I'm going round the world. I gotta find my girl. Oh my.
Let's actually check what he's doing here, because it's a little bit different than what most people play. So it comes in here. Like that. He's definitely doing that. So. But the second half's a little different. Listen. Right here. He's definitely playing a D chord there, so. Makes sense, though. So you got the first time. Second time. And third and fourth time actually do the same thing, and then he goes, then ends on that, just that E power chord there. During the chorus, Robert Plant adds a double on the main hook lines of the chorus, just to give it that intensity and make it sound like a chorus.
But I know I've got one thing I got to do. Ramble on. And now the
Single.
time is now. Sing my song.
Double.
I'm going round the world. I gotta find my girl. On my way. I've been this way 10 years to the day. Ramble on. I find the queen of all my dreams. Got no time for spreading rumors.
Second verse.
The time has come to be gone.
Oh, so good.
And though our health we drank 1,000.
It's just so moody.
It's time to ramble on.
Oh, and bluesy. And then we have that harmonized guitar sound that sounds like a violin is done on Jimmy Page's rhythm pickup, and I believe it's through a Roger Mayer fuzz pedal. You can hear Jimmy talk about it here in this clip from It Might Get Loud.
Distortion pedal, which overloads the signal. Overdrive the sound and make it sound pretty rude.
So after the second chorus, we have another type of harmony guitar solo. Check it out.
Gotta find the queen of all
Right here.
I tell you no lie.
So those little fills that he's doing on the electric guitar, in addition to that, this. These extra little fills here in this verse, this is what makes this song great. All the attention to detail. Listen. Right here. Just beautiful. It adds so much atmosphere to the mix. There's just so much going on, too. It's like an orchestra. But there's only electric guitar, clean, acoustic, bass, the hand drumming, and the vocals. That's it. But it sounds so full. This goes to show you it's all about the arrangement. You can just have one acoustic guitar, one clean electric, and that clean electric swaps out with the distorted electric, right? A bass and a vocal and drums. That's it. That is really the band. They've gotten it down to the essence. They don't need 150 tracks. They only need 8 tracks. That is really the difference between organic music there and this pop music that's all just done on computers now with canned sounds. This is real people playing real music together. Even the click is done musically. It's actually played physically. It's not a real click track. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're a first-time viewer, don't forget to ring the bell. If you're interested in the Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. Follow me on Instagram. Very important. At rickbeato1. Check out the new Beato Ear Training method. If you go to beatoeartraining.com, watch the introduction video. You can improve your ear and be able to figure out songs like this, like that. And if you want to support the channel even more, think about becoming a member of the Beato Club. Thank you so much for watching.